So am I doing a reading? It's the reason why I'm doing it is because I don't know how many fat ladies singing graphics I got to post to show you guys that it's over. Okay. But of course, some of you are right that it's not completely over. There's going to still be a little bit of court type thing, recounts, and various things. But I know some of you who are seeing Biden support, you're a little nervous that Trump isn't conceding. Lindsey Graham, he was on Fox News. I got a glimpse of it because somehow my TV turned to Fox News, which I don't know why. But I was looking at him and he's all, don't concede, Trump, don't concede. What a joke. The man's the biggest sellout I've ever seen. I've never seen somebody sell out. I mean, he completely sold his soul. You know, Lindsey Graham sold his soul. They all did, really. They all did. You know, anybody who can't, you know, this is an American election. This is the way the votes, this is not a matter of a couple hundred votes, you know, like Gore and Bush. You know, in Florida, this is many states, okay, by thousands. You know, Biden won fair and square. That's what it comes down to. And everybody's saying it's not over. You know, this is what this is going to answer. I'm going to see, is it over? That's exactly what I'm asking right now. Is it over, or is somehow this election going to get overturned? That's what I'm going to read. Let's see what I get. I was right that Biden would get elected. I told you he would dispute the election. So let's see what's going on. And somebody has to start vacuuming right when I'm doing this. As long as they don't come in here. Okay. But I know some of you are nervous. I'm not even worried about all these it's not over people. That's the new all lives matter mantra. Okay, first y'all say all lives matter. Then y'all say it's not over. You know, it's ridiculous. The fleece is strong with this one. Okay, so let's see what Spirit says. Spirit gets the last word. Yeah, but Lindsey Graham is just ridiculous. What? Just sold his soul. Sold his soul. People are ridiculous. Even Jared Kushner has the good enough sense to try to talk some sense into Trump to concede. Okay? And he's not my favorite person, of course. But he's at least, you know, there are people trying. Like, you're going to make yourself look so much worse. You're going to go down in history as a president who would not pass a peaceful transfer of power. Okay? This will be your legacy. And they're trying to talk him out of this. You know, he's been very silent, which is unusual for him. I never thought I'd say the words Trump and silent in the same sentence. I'll see what's going on. Yeah, so we were just talking about that. He's been very silent. In this case, this time, he's the hermit. So he's hiding, and a lot of people, they're getting a little nervous that he's saying nothing at the moment, but they know what's going on. They know that he's plotting and planning something there. But right now, he's really isolating himself. And he's not happy, of course. We know he's not happy. So we have the victory of Biden. That is what happened. And Trump has withdrawn into hiding for now. So, you know, a lot of people worried about he's got up his sleeve and so forth, you know, that he has to accept this. But what is the plan? Yes, justice. Justice is at the foundation, so get ready for it to go to court and so forth. We kind of knew this was going to happen. I knew this 4 months ago, that he's going to do these little various lawsuits. But how many states would he have to go against? And even if he got one state to overturn, he still loses the election. So we've got the Hierophant, And I can see this sometimes to represent a court, because one of the things that has to do with knowledge, right and wrong, and this and that. So that could also represent that, in the sense that these guys in the court and so forth, have to kind of deal with what is right, what is wrong, what is proper here with the situation. And then we've also got the devil. Ooh, we've got the devil here. So, this is a real negative, toxic influence that, it's like the country needs to be free of it. The country needs to be free of it. It's very important. So remember, if you guys saw my I can't even say it, Amy Coney Barrett situation, I got the love card at the top too, that he stacked the courts with Republicans. And one of the things I said was that they have this kind of love relationship. I'd like you to do us a favor, though. So this is part of the reason he got her in that. Will he be successful, though, with these guys, with the Supreme Court? Oh, and you know what? As I just mentioned, Amy, Ruth Bader Ginsburg just had to jump in there and say, I got this. I got this. This has been my Ruth Bader Ginsburg card. Remember the mystery woman I was talking about? I keep seeing the Queen of Cups. I keep seeing the Queen of Cups. I want you guys to understand something. Her spirit is incredibly powerful over what is happening right now. All these guys, John McCain, John Lewis, everybody, their spirit is incredibly powerful right now. It's almost as if, like in the Star Wars, right? Obi-Wan Kenobi, he's fighting Darth Vader and he dies. He becomes more powerful, right? This is Ruth Bader Ginsburg, okay? She has become more powerful in the spiritual world, okay? So her spirit is there. And I want you to also realize there were still Republican people on that court that still have respect for her. So I want you to kind of understand that her spirit is very much a part of the Supreme Court and what is going on. And I can feel it, that it's guiding us. She is like our guide. She is like our spirit guide right now. That's very impressive that her card popped up. So we do have the celebration card. So we have been noticing, there's been a big celebration. Everybody is having a good time. They're very happy, at least if you're a Biden person. So we have that. I'm going to hold off on that. I think that might be what... Yeah, I think that's what it is. I do feel this is Jared Kushner. He could possibly, maybe, be effective in getting... I don't think he's going to concede overnight. But I feel like this is kind of his force here, the Prince of Wands. He could possibly get him to. Especially if when all the court situation draws up. And then I've got the Page of Swords. So we should receive some news soon on this. As far as everything, when I look at this, and I do have the Hangman. Now, I want you to kind of look at that. One of the things about the Hangman is I feel like that gives me a lot of intent. Because I feel this man has been schooled by some of the best lawyers, okay, in the country. That... his thing, he knows that he can't win and overturn this election. The Hangman really also emphasizes that. His goal is not necessarily to overturn it because he can't. Okay, he can't do it. At the moment it might be his goal, but inevitably his other mission is to tie it up in court so long that it's just never, decided, and it just drags past Inauguration Day. That's his other idea. The Hangman, to suspend the election and everything and so forth and stuff like that. Now, right above Ruth, I drew the Success card. Now, this was on Ruth's end. I feel the spirit of Ruth will be successful in protecting democracy, and the democratic process. Notice I didn't do it over the love card. I drew it right above Ruth. I really feel that's what you guys need to understand. And I just drew the Six of Swords. I drew this one next to Jared Kushner, the moving out card. The physical move. You got to move out of the White House. Okay? So, All in all, that is the main message of spirit that I'm getting. I do feel, of course, I've got the Justice card. I do feel with the Hierophant, the Supreme Court justices have to deal with what's right and wrong according to the Constitution, right? Just like the Christian, the Hierophant, deals with the Bible and what says what's right and what's wrong, right? So we've got that situation. Nothing in here gives me any kind of feel that this can be overturned. I especially feel an incredible amount of power from that Queen of Cups that kept showing up in my readings. That Ruth Bader Ginsburg, her spirit, I'm not joking. You think I'm joking about the Star Wars reference? I feel when she passed, as she passed on that one day, the one Jewish holiday, I can't think of the name of it right now. So she became a powerful person. I really feel her spirit has been guiding us to this. Guiding us that we had our celebration moment with the win and everything, with the victory of Biden, which is crossing the Hermit. But I really feel that she became more powerful, okay, when she passed. Something about it. I can't explain it. What can I say? It's a spiritual phenomenon and so forth. So I do feel we should inevitably get news on that. But I do definitely feel, I just drew the cruelty card. So look for Trump doing his thing. Pretty soon he's going to get back on Twitter, okay? He's going to get back on Twitter and he's going to be doing his thing and so forth. But that is the main message I get, to be honest with you. As far as that, nothing in here seems to indicate a flip. This is not just a victory, but it's a very powerful victory. This was not just a Biden got by with a couple hundred votes. No, it wasn't a massive landslide. That's the thing. It wasn't massive or anything like that, but it was still strong enough that if they do recounts and they're off even a couple hundred votes in some of these places, that's not going to overturn a state. But Ruth, I'm telling you, I'm not kidding. I see that, and this is a very strong position in my layout. A very strong position in my layout that this is not going to be overturned. He just doesn't have a leg to stand on. And the Supreme Court has to do the right thing. Their whole job is to uphold the Constitution. It would be unconstitutional for them to overturn a legitimate election just because, they like a certain president because he represents our party. How do you do that? How do you pull that off? You would have to rip up the Constitution to be able to do that. So I don't see it happening. But Jared, he may hold the key. He may have a little bit of influence here. He is popping up. He is trying to talk to him. We need to move out. You need to accept. This is over. Do not ruin your memory any further. Because if you are that president that wouldn't concede, if you are that, if you go down in memory fighting this and you do not accept this, what's the next step? What's the next step to be able to do this? You get, rally people to your side and have everybody fighting with each other. Let this go. So, sorry. But I definitely do feel that he will inevitably, will he do a beautiful speech and pass it off nicely? No, I doubt that. But he will eventually move out. Ooh, I love that. Hold on. I'm drawing some oracle cards. I think that one. That's what I want to look at. Yeah, I'm going to look at those. I like the fact that, as I was talking about Ruth, I drew the card Legends. Learn from those who inspire you. So I definitely feel we have several legends. Okay, we have several legends that are the spirit of this country, that are really guiding the process and so forth, and trying to uphold democracy. This is very important. Also, use your intuition. Trust your intuition during this time. And what does your intuition say? So everything looks there. I look at this, If you don't think there's some kind of divine intervention involved in this election, you're crazy. There's some really divine timing type of situations. Even look at when it was announced, 11-7, nice spiritual numbers, okay, that it was announced that he was the winner, or at least projected winner until it's official, but we know how it's going to go. So, people need to understand, they're, like I said, this is the new All Lives Matter. It's not over. It's over. Okay? It's over. This is, it's like I said to you guys, this is the act of a desperate man. I saw him in the read from 4 months ago. He'd be out of a job. I do see Jared Kushner. He may be able to, I feel there'll be a few last ditch efforts, to be able to do something. I do feel I like you to do us a favor, though. I feel like he's hoping that. I've got that love card that showed for me with Amy, and, but the spirit of Ruth is so much stronger than any of that nonsense. I don't feel you guys understand what she became as a spirit. I don't know. Maybe some of you do. Maybe you're like, yeah, and maybe others of you find it hard to believe, but this spiritualist, I believe it. I remember even, okay, so I'm doing all the readings. The Queen of Cups even came up when I did the death honor Ruth Bader Ginsburg. There was something that happened in, when I was doing that read. And the Queen of Cups came up then too. It's way back if you check any of my vids on that. But I remember when I was shuffling, I had one card, and I was doing that read with Ruth, and I had one card that came from another deck, which it didn't belong in that deck. It was another weird card. And I remember taking it out, but I never looked at it when I was doing my read. I probably should have. And then I finished my read and did everything and closed my YouTube. But later that night, I remember like, okay, I've got to put this card back with whatever deck it belongs with. I picked up the card, and it was the Queen of Cups. And I was like, oh God, if I would have pulled that on video, I would have probably started crying, okay? Because that was my Ruth Bader Ginsburg card. But the fact that it somehow came out of one of my other decks, okay, ended up wedged in the deck I used, and everything blew my mind. Okay, I have weird stuff like that happen to me. Spirit gives me messages in very unique ways like that. So she's a lot more powerful. I'm not saying she's more powerful than Spirit, do not get me wrong, but I do feel she is a powerful spirit, and she is trying to guide this. And you guys got to understand, there is something else. What are we forgetting here? Did she not have a dying wish? She clearly gave a dying wish that she wanted the next president to elect or nominate, the next Supreme Court justice. She gave this as a dying wish. And I don't feel that these guys in office that went completely against her, that hypocritically blocked Obama, but then didn't do it, block Trump. They don't understand the karma they created. Do you know how bad a karma it is to not honor a dying wish? And on top of it, be hypocritical that you make the rules one way for one president, but then you completely break them in the front of everybody, of the American people. Okay? You broke them right in front. This was a major spiritual test. This was a test of the spirit. Will you honor your word just like you did with Obama? No, they did not. They did not, and they nominated her. Okay? They said one thing way back then, and Lindsey Graham, that same coward, I said, you can use my words against me. We will not do that with a Republican president, and they did. Okay? This is their karma. This is what you guys don't understand. This is their bad karma. And so now Ruth has become this force, and it's like, you didn't honor my wish. You didn't honor my wish at all. And not only that, you went back on your word. And there is consequences. There is consequences when people go back on their word like that. Okay? And these are supposedly Christian people. they apparently don't believe in divine intervention or something. I don't know. It's crazy. It's crazy. It's nuts. So I want you to understand that. I want you to understand that. So as we go in here, for those saying it's not over, you'll see. I guess that's the best way. Just like when I put my video up, Biden's going to win. Y'all said Trump would win. You'll see. Okay? Because you're going to see the spirit of Ruth Bader Ginsburg. Okay? You're going to see it at work. It'll eventually hit you upside the head when you see Biden sworn on Inauguration Day.